What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. And I don't have a cool intro this week. I don't have anything sarcastic to say this week. I don't have anyone by the name of No Views Entertainment to fucking make fun of this week. Sounds like a boring introduction to episode 117, part number 1 of Off the Script, if you ask me. But I will say, voice is cracking there, bro. But I still got it done. Is the number 1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com. And thank you guys so much for joining me Off the Script episode 117 for your Friday, May 13th, 2016, man. I'm looking through the news, and all I see is Adam Rose, Adam Rose, Adam Rose, and Adam Rose. So I'm thinking, what the fuck am I going to talk about for the top story on part 1 this week? And then there it is, right in the top section on various dirt sheets that I read throughout the day. AJ Styles, injured. Extreme Rules match with Roman Reigns in Jeopardy. I'm like, there you go, bro. There you go. I got my top story. We're going to talk about it. AJ Styles apparently is dealing with multiple injuries now headed into Extreme Rules. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on that. We are going to talk about the Adam Rose situation. I am not going to make it a top story for Off the Script this weekend because we did go over it on Out of Nowhere. I did talk about it extensively in my podcast that's going up later tonight on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher Radio, and AudioBoom. So look forward to that. So we won't dive in too much into Adam Rose. We'll go over the latest, the absolute latest news on his arrest and him being released, actually, from jail. So we'll go over that. I got news on Dana Brooke and why she was brought up to the WWE main roster. People asking me, JD, why is Dana Brooke on the main roster and why is Bayley still down in NXT? Well, I have the reason for you today. We're going to go over that. Brock Lesnar won't be back on WWE television until August, and WWE possibly releasing more talent after Extreme Rules, and top superstars are rumored. So we're going to go over all that plus so much more right here on Off the Script to begin your weekend, guys. Again, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for making this show what it is. The Patreon thing, man, I got to talk about it. You guys are absolutely fucking slaying it, and you're making me speechless, man. Every single fucking day, you got people coming out and just supporting monthly on Patreon. If you guys don't know what it is, I did set up a Patreon account. Link will be at the top of the description down below. If you guys want to support the show and what I do every single day for you guys, monthly, I'm going to leave you the website down below. You can read my mission statement. You can read about the certain prizes and the rewards that you guys are going to get. If you do pledge monthly, I'm going to take care of all of you. I promise you that. And you guys are the reason why I'm here. You are the reason why Off the Script is number 1. You are the reason why I want to do this every single day and make people happy, man, and keep everybody up to date on my passions, my love, and I just want to entertain, man. That's really what my calling card is, entertainment. And you guys are making that a dream come true, slowly but surely. It's all thanks to you guys. So patreon.com/JD from NY206. Read the mission statement. Visit the website. If you want to donate, if you want to pledge monthly, it is there. If not, just leave a like on the video, man. Leave me a comment. Let me know how much you enjoy the show and what I do on YouTube.com. That's all I ask, man. Thank you guys so very much. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, @JD from NY206. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, man. I really don't. Even Minnie Meltzer says you got to subscribe, man. It is certain that you need to subscribe to JD from NY right here on YouTube.com for the number 1 fucking place for WWE news and rumors. Unbelievable, man. Thank you guys so much. WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter @WrestleCrates if you guys want the number 1 pro wrestling-based subscription service delivered to your front door, man. Use my coupon code at checkout. JD sent me for an instant 10% off, man. instant 10% off your first purchase. That's the regular crate and the ultimate crate. And as always, ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. I got him email my guy back. He never got back to me. We're working on a design, man. If you missed out of nowhere, I dropped the hint. I dropped the ball pretty much about what the next t-shirt is going to be. And you guys are going to go absolutely fucking crazy over it. I guarantee you, man. ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. Thank you guys so much. Now, let's talk about AJ Styles, man. AJ Styles apparently is suffering from nagging injuries, and it is possible that the Extreme Rules match that he has with Roman Reigns in a few weeks is in jeopardy. AJ Styles is a phenomenal wrestler, but that doesn't mean he is immune to some wear and tear, especially considering how long he's been wrestling. Next Sunday at Extreme Rules, AJ Styles will have another chance to win the WWE Championship from Roman Reigns in an Extreme Rules match. However, it is being reported that he won't be wrestling until then. WWE has taken him off all future shows up until Extreme Rules. According to a report from DailyWrestlingNews.com, Styles is suffering from some nagging injuries as of late, but WWE's priority is to keep him healthy for Extreme Rules. It's being said that WWE is going to allow Styles to rest for the next 2 weeks and be prepared for the match with Roman Reigns that is likely going to have some intense spots to perform. AJ didn't wrestle for this week's SmackDown tapings because of those injuries. It's fortunate that the club, I don't know whether I'm ordering a fucking Subway sandwich or talking about Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. I don't fucking know. Turkey, ham, Swiss, lettuce, tomato, and a slice of bacon. Please, hold the avocado. What am I talking about? The club. I'll say it every fucking time. It's fortunate that the Turkey Club is around because that is going to keep the feud between Roman Reigns and AJ Styles hot over the next 2 weeks. Hot. I was looking for a word there. Hot. This feud is hot, right? Anything but hot when it comes to Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. These guys are ice fucking cold, man. These guys are colder than the fucking iceberg that was just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere that the Titanic hit and killed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. These guys are fucking ice cold, man. I can go into my freezer and pick out whatever ice cream I have in there, man. It'll be hotter than Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. That's how fucking cold they are. Hot? Nah. Roman Reigns fucking put that fire out immediately. So for the next 2 weeks, I don't know what's going to happen as far as this storyline goes. Otherwise, AJ not being able to fight in the ring could be slowed down, or could be slowing down the build going into the pay-per-view. There have been some complaints, I don't know who's complaining, but I wish I knew, from within WWE about the booking. But it will be interesting to see how strong WWE continues to build Anderson and Gallows over the next week of WWE programming. Reported that the plan as of last week was to continue the AJ Styles, or I reported, I should say, to continue the AJ Styles Roman Reigns feud up until Money in the Bank on June 19th. Plans also included Reigns retaining the title at every turn so that the Money in the Bank pay-per-view will be interesting to see how they transition both superstars away from one another. It is being reported that Finn Balor is scheduled to make his main roster debut on May 23rd, the Raw immediately after Extreme Rules, which that will be the top story of Saturday's Off the Script. Nobody reported this. I'm surprised No Views didn't fucking go over this. If it's not talking about John Cena or Roman Reigns, it's not important news. This is important news, but honestly, the way the storyline is going, I mean, does anybody even fucking care right now? I don't. I did at one point, which was only a week ago. Now I don't care because of what happened on Monday night and the way WWE is just forcing Roman Reigns heavily down everybody's throat, man. It seems like it's worse now that he's the champion than before when he wasn't champion. But Finn Balor, rumored to be making his main roster debut on May 23rd. How that's going to play into this storyline remains to be seen. That's right after Extreme Rules. But if Styles is scheduled to compete for the championship at Money in the Bank, then it's unknown what Balor's immediate role will be. Speculation has swirled around Styles, Balor, Gallows, and Anderson, now known in the WWE as the Breakfast Club. Will Finn Balor insert himself into the group? And how will Styles react to his inclusion? Will that be the catalyst for an eventual feud between the two that could add to what is already shaping up to be a solid SummerSlam card? If WWE is invested in AJ Styles long term, it'd be wise for them to protect that investment, and with this move, it appears that they are. With the impending arrivals of many top-level talents looming, Cena, Rollins, Neville coming back, the main event scene is about to get very, very crowded. It's a scene Styles wasn't projected to be a part of this early, but because of increasing merchandise sales and top crowd reactions, there may be no other choice. His impact has already caused some top talents and backstage producers to go to bat for the club in terms of pushing them and making them look more stronger as a unit. So AJ Styles, he won't be off TV, but he won't be wrestling until Extreme Rules. WWE has at least common sense to let this guy rest, because they know that going into an Extreme Rules match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, it's going to take a toll on his body any way you look at it. So WWE making a very, very wise decision there. Having Styles rest, recuperate. 2 weeks goes a long way, I'm sure, in the world of professional wrestling, especially if you have a championship match that is going to be contested under Extreme Rules stipulations. Now, Finn Balor. This rumor going around that Finn Balor is going to be making his debut on May 23rd. I have hope still. There's still hope remaining in my soul for this storyline that WWE turns this around. But that glimmer of hope is hanging on by a fucking string of dental floss right now. It is on its way to being really, really terribly booked. And that's because of what happened on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw really, really threw me for a loop, and it really pissed me off as a WWE fan. I don't believe the pandering continues for Roman Reigns. The audio sounds being lowered and everything done to make this guy look good. Having him destroy the Bullet Club, or the Club, whatever the fuck they're going by nowadays. Bullet Club, Breakfast Club, Pussy Club, Goon Club. Who gives a shit, man? I'm going to go to Subway on my way to the dentist tonight, or today. That's going to be my fucking lunch. I'm going to Subway. I'm going to order a fucking club. And I'm going to order it, I'm going to film it for you guys, and I'm going to show you what exactly Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows look like. Fucking unbelievable. I'll never get over that, man. I'll continue saying these cheesy jokes until they change the fucking name. It is fucking ridiculous. The Club. You guys remember the fucking club that you put on the steering wheel of your car? There, that's the Bullet Club. The Club. Jesus fucking Christ, man. How Finn Balor's going to form this new stable, or how he's going to be included in this stable, remains to be seen. At this point, I really don't even fucking care. You know? WWE has already damaged Anderson and Gallows, to me anyway, for the last couple of weeks, that I don't think anybody's going to take them seriously unless something major, major, major happens. They have such a promising storyline, and WWE just wants to fuck it all up and just continue to feed the machine. They want to continue to feed Roman Reigns. I understand, and I do believe that Styles and Balor is the way to go, but how are we going to get there, and how is it going to make sense? How are people going to be intrigued, and how are people going to be interested in Finn Balor's inclusion in this storyline? AJ Styles has to look somewhat strong and somewhat decent. Anderson and Gallows have to look decent. They have to get a few weeks under their belt where they are just laying out Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns looks weak. There's got to be weeks where Roman Reigns can't do anything, where Roman Reigns has to be on his back to close Monday Night Raw. Anderson, Gallows, Styles have to look dominant. They have to be a stable. Okay? Otherwise, this is going to be a completely failed storyline. When everybody was so excited about these guys coming in, Styles came in, they were talking about Gallows and Anderson before they even made their debut, and even when they did make their official debut, attacking the Usos after their tag team tournament win a couple of weeks back, even that wasn't really well received. Everybody knew who they were, everybody, knew that they were coming, but it wasn't an immediate impact. It wasn't the impact that we all imagined and all hoped for these guys. Even AJ Styles, though you guys enjoyed him in the Royal Rumble, it wasn't an immediate impact. It really didn't have a huge impact. He was in the Rumble, he lasted 20 minutes, he got eliminated by Kevin Owens, and then he's thrusted into a feud with Chris Jericho that lasted 4 matches up until WrestleMania, and he lost at WrestleMania. AJ Styles is in a situation right now that I think he deserves to be in, but being that the report said he is merely there because of the injuries that happened to Cena and to Rollins and to, and with Bryan retiring and all these other guys out, that's the reason why he's there. They had to take a look up and down their roster, merchandise sales, crowd reaction, this and that, and AJ Styles was the strongest one, especially coming in as a babyface. And I don't see WWE really building Styles off of that. All those good things so far that he's accomplished, I don't see that. I don't see them building Styles in a credible manner. I don't see them doing anything with Gallows and Anderson. As far as I see it, I don't think WWE wants to do anything with these guys. I don't think WWE takes them seriously. And it's a shame. This is what they think of, and I said this is what they think of outside talent. This is what they think of everybody that's made a name for themselves elsewhere that isn't named WWE. But I don't understand why they wouldn't give back to the fans. I mean, look at your fucking roster when everybody comes back. Monday Night Raw is going to be stacked. Monday Night Raw is going to be stacked. Rollins is going to be coming back. He's going to be a huge catalyst. I don't understand why WWE wouldn't go with the dream scenario of The Shield and the Bullet Club. Balor, Styles, Gallows, and Anderson. Those 4 right there can make up one of the most dominant stables that WWE has ever seen, if they want to allow it. And I know I'm fucking sounding like a broken record, but Reigns needed to be beaten. He needs to be beaten. He needs to look weak. I don't know what they're planning for Monday Night Raw. I don't know. If Styles is not going to be in a wrestling role up until Extreme Rules, what does that mean? Are they gonna book Anderson and Gallows to look strong over Roman Reigns, or are they gonna continue to feed Roman Reigns those 2 guys? And then what's gonna happen in Extreme Rules? Is anybody gonna take AJ Styles seriously? Is anybody gonna take the club seriously? No. As far as I see it, nobody takes them seriously now. So when Finn Balor does come, why is Finn Balor going to automatically make people see these guys as a serious threat? It's not going to happen. The damage is being done. The damage, as far as I see it, is already done. There's no Finn Balor that's going to make any difference in this storyline. None. Unless WWE, starting this week, it needs to be changed. Things need to change this Monday night. Bullet Club needs to be booked strong. I don't give a shit what they do. I don't give a shit where they are. I don't give a shit how it gets done. It needs to be done. Roman Reigns needs to be on the receiving end of a beatdown. It can't be one-sided anymore. And my cat even agrees. She even agrees. It needs to be done. It cannot be one-sided anymore. Because as far as I see it, it right now is completely one-sided. AJ Styles, suffering from injuries. He will be at Extreme Rules. He will be taken off all WWE television as far as an active role in the ring. He'll be on television, but he won't be wrestling at least until Extreme Rules. 2 weeks. He's going to recuperate. He's going to get better. And he's going to be right there in the main event with Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Why was Dana Brooke called up to the main roster? Ever since WrestleMania weekend ended, Becky Lynch has been feuding with Emma. It's begun to get personal, and now Emma has brought an old friend from NXT to the main roster to get the upper hand and the numbers game over Becky Lynch. On Monday Night Raw, Dana Brooke debuted, reformed the partnership with Emma, and helped in a 2-on-1 attack on Becky to make a statement. Brooke's transition from NXT to the main roster has progressed quickly since she was only just medically cleared to wrestle a few weeks ago. However, she was brought to the main roster for a specific reason. According to sources, Dana Brooke's main roster debut and reunion with Emma was to fill the void left over from the injuries that were sustained to both Team Bad members Naomi and Tamina Snuka. The powers that be really enjoyed Dana Brooks and Emma combination in NXT, so they decided to allow their partnership to continue on the main roster. There is an argument, though, to some that could be made that Dana Brooke isn't ready to be on the main roster, especially when there are women like Bayley waiting in NXT. But WWE thinks Becky Lynch versus Brooke and Emma will work, and I think so as well. I like this move. You know, Dana Brooke obviously is still green in the ring. We can all agree on that. You know, she is someone that I see that can get better very quickly. She's got a great look. She's not terrible looking. I mean, she's not the most attractive female that is on the WWE roster, but she's not bad looking. She has a great physique. She's got a great dynamic with Emma, and that was apparent in NXT. And I'm glad that Emma on the main roster now can feed off Dana Brooke's energy. That's all we need. That is all we need, okay? And the most important thing out of all of this is you don't want anybody to get lost in the shuffle. You know, Sasha Banks has been off TV, which to me is a mistake on WWE's behalf. And instead of WWE taking Sasha and putting her in the ring for 5 to 10 minutes on Monday Night Raw to remain active and to be in front of the audience that obviously wants to see her, to keep her busy, to have her move up in the ranks and beat woman after woman after woman, leading to an eventual match with Charlotte, WWE thinks it's a bright idea to keep her off television and do nothing with her, which I just don't understand. You know, you don't want that to happen to anybody. I don't know why it's happening with Sasha, but she hasn't been on Monday Night Raw in weeks. And people are wondering what the fuck's going on. There were rumors going around that Sasha is unhappy with her current role, which is not the case. She debunked those rumors. Okay, she's not hurt. WWE is just keeping her off TV for the time being because they have bigger plans in mind for her and Charlotte at SummerSlam. But I'm sure that people want to see Sasha, and it would be better for the show and the women's division if we see Sasha dominating everybody in the division. So we know for a fact she is deserving of an NXT title, oh, not an NXT title shot, a WWE Women's Championship match, okay? That's just my opinion on that. But you don't want anybody off TV. You don't want Becky Lynch off TV. Now that Emma and Dana Brooke are a duo again on the main roster, this is going to keep Becky busy. You don't want Becky ending up like Sasha with nothing to do. This keeps Becky on television. This gives her a decent feud with a woman in Emma who knows how to work. You got the dynamic of Dana Brooke there, and it's good for everybody. It's good for Becky to keep her on television. It's good for Emma, absolutely, because she can feed off, like I said, Dana Brooke's enthusiasm and energy. And I didn't want Emma to get lost in the shuffle. You know, I think Emma needs Dana, and I think Dana needs Emma. So I like the pairing. I think this is a great move by WWE. And I'm going to be interested to see how the women's division now is continuing to be built with another new female on the roster. Dana Brooke will get there. She's cleared to wrestle. She will be in the ring. She will get better at what she does. It's just going to take time. But I like the dynamic that now WWE gave Emma with Dana Brooke on the main roster. I think it's a great move, and I'm sure you guys think the same thing as well. Brock Lesnar won't be back on WWE television until August. It was announced a few weeks back that the Beast Incarnate would be returning to the ring for a WWE Live event in Hawaii on June 29th. This past Monday night, it was announced he'd be wrestling Kevin Owens for the first time at that event, which is rumored to be called Bash at the Beach. We'll talk about that this weekend on Off the Script as well. As of this writing, the event from Hawaii will not be airing on the network, but I did hear otherwise that it will be airing on the network. And there are some questions about when we can expect Lesnar back on WWE television. According to sources, and DailyWrestlingNews.com is that source, the current creative plans for Brock Lesnar are said to be very up in the air at the moment. WWE doesn't have any plans for Brock Lesnar right now. It is being said that Lesnar will most likely be kept off WWE television until August in order to build for a match at this year's SummerSlam, live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn on August 21st. The main reason for that is the rumored feud between the Wyatt family and Brock Lesnar isn't set in stone, and WWE may have changed their minds about the feud with so much talent returning before August. It was rumored before WrestleMania 32 that Lesnar would be feuding with Bray Wyatt or Braun Strowman for most of 2016, but those plans obviously changed, and it seems like it's going to stay that way. Good. As of this writing, there is no word on what the next feud will be for Brock Lesnar going into SummerSlam, but it seems we'll have to wait and see what happens over the next few months of WWE programming. I honestly do not have a fucking clue as to what WWE is doing with Brock Lesnar. They could literally do anything with this man, and people wouldn't give a shit. People want to see him. He needs to be in a high-profile match. You know, the Dean Ambrose thing, that was a throwaway fucking match at WrestleMania. Everybody knew it. It was just awful. It didn't live up to expectations. It was booked poorly. It didn't make any sense. It was illogical. It didn't live up to the street fight stipulation at all. There was no blood. There was no violence whatsoever. Everything Dean Ambrose wanted to have happen in that match was turned down by Vince McMahon and WWE. For what? Then why book the match? Why are you calling Dean Ambrose the lunatic fringe if he's not able to be a lunatic? I don't get it. Brock Lesnar. No plans for WWE, for his return on WWE television right now. If I was to choose anybody, my top three for Lesnar to feud with at SummerSlam, if Randy Orton comes back, I would love to see a Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam. I think that would be great, and I'm sure you guys want to see that as well. Lesnar versus Wyatt. Obviously, they could still build off that. There are loose ends that need to be tied up there, but with Wyatt's injury, really can't happen right now, and Lesnar, obviously off television, because of his contract, needs to be tied up. It needs to, you know, tell a story. That story needs to have a conclusion. You know, it started at the Royal Rumble. Nothing happened from that. They eliminated him. They made a big deal about going after him in the Royal Rumble. And then after that, it just died. And then they lazily booked a match for Roadblock with Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar, which was the match that was announced. And then we get Luke Harper. And then we realized and found out Bray Wyatt was hurt. That's the reason why he wasn't put in the match, etc., etc. So Wyatt, Orton, and if I had to choose another one, Kevin Owens. But I honestly think Kevin Owens is going to be mixed in with Sami Zayn at SummerSlam, which I would never take that away from Kevin Owens. That is the money match for the mid-card right there. You don't want to do that. Lesnar, Wyatt, or Orton are my choices. I don't want to see a Cena. I'm sure they could do a Rollins if they wanted to, but I think Rollins is going to be mixed in with Triple H, or if I had my way, it'd be the fucking Shield versus the Bullet Club. But I honestly don't know what's going on with Brock Lesnar. It really is up in the air, and WWE has absolutely no creative plans at this point in time for Brock Lesnar. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. The one thing you don't want to do is piss off Brock Lesnar. This is your moneymaker. This is your guy. All everybody wants to do is see Brock Lesnar. When he comes back to television, all eyes are on Brock Lesnar. You don't want to piss this guy off. You got to give him something he's going to be happy with. You got to give him something that is going to live up to the name of Brock Lesnar in a marquee match situation. You don't want to anger him. So I don't know what WWE is going to do. Hopefully, they get their shit together and they give this guy something very, very important to do after what they did with him at WrestleMania, which I'm sure he was not pleased with. And finally, guys, I'm going to end this week's Off the Script 117 Part 1 with this right here. More WWE talent to be released after Extreme Rules. Top superstars are rumored. Last week, WWE came to terms on the release of 8 talents, including Damian Sandow, King Barrett, Santino Marella, Cameron, and others. Since then, WWE has added even more over the past few days. Steve Lombardi, who you guys know as the Brooklyn Brawler, was released after 30 years with the WWE. A few days ago, there was a rumor that the company would be releasing more talent before the end of the month. Thanks to a report from DailyWrestlingNews.com, the next round of roster cuts are most likely going to occur after Extreme Rules in less than 2 weeks. WWE issues their releases on Fridays, which means that we could be seeing the next round of talent cuts before May 27th, unless the powers that be have a change of heart. The reasoning behind so many cuts is to pay all of the new talent that has come in over the past few months, and there is going to be a lot of new talent returning to the main roster over the next month. The report is also claiming that there could very well be a surprising WWE release that few see coming. And there may be a women's star released that many would consider a top superstar. While the Adam Rose situation continues to develop and the Ryback contract negotiations don't seem to be going anywhere based on the recent news, it looks like WWE is already aware of who is getting cut after Extreme Rules next Sunday. Christian actually hasn't wrestled a match in over 2 years, so he hasn't been an active competitor in WWE for quite some time. However, WWE is cutting a lot of the unnecessary talent that is still under their umbrella, and they've added Christian's name to the list of the most recent cuts that began last week. Christian was released from his WWE Performers contract. It's unclear what kind of deal Christian had with the company, but it's believed that it was his Performers contract that had officially been cut. So that is done. It's also being reported that the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness is its own separate deal with him, and that will also be over once the season finale of that show airs next week. The possibility of Christian wrestling for WWE again was slim to zero, so it made sense to get rid of his contract, especially when he can reach another agreement for a second season of the Edge and Christian show or something else that they might have use for him. It's very unlikely that he'll be wrestling again for any promotion after more than 2 years away, but he was always a great in-ring performer. It's not impossible for Christian to have one more match left before hanging up the boots once and for all. Top talent being rumored to be released after Extreme Rules. I'm shocked that they released the Brooklyn Brawler, man. I don't know why they released Steve Lombardi. I really don't understand that one, but Christian, I can understand. He wasn't an active performer. I'm sure WWE, if they want to bring back that show for a season 2, they could easily sign him up and pay him whatever money that he's going to be asking to do a season 2. I know Edge was reported saying that it was very difficult to film, and it wasn't the easiest thing in the world, so I'm not really sure if there is going to be a second season of that show right now. Hopefully it is. It is one of the better shows on the WWE Network, if you ask me, in my honest opinion. But as far as more talent releases, you got to keep in mind of these names, especially with the male roster. You got Mark Henry. You know, his contract is coming up. WWE might cut him loose. You know, he's been very adamant about not signing another deal. That Vince McMahon got him to sign another 3-year deal several years ago, and he wanted this year to be his last WrestleMania. His contract is up this summer. WWE might let him walk. Ryback, I heard from one of you guys on Twitter that his contract isn't up until the middle of August. WWE might just cut ties with Ryback and let him go on and do what he wants to do. You know, I don't think WWE is going to buckle down and pay this guy what he wants, because some of the shit that he's talking about is completely outlandish. And for Ryback to say that he deserves that, the guy's on fucking some kind of medication, man. He's on some type of drugs. Now, I don't know what the fuck got into Ryback, but he certainly doesn't deserve the money that he's asking. He's not a Seth Rollins. He's not a John Cena. He's not a Roman Reigns. You know, he's not that type of guy that people are going to pay money to watch. They're not going to pay money to go to the arena to watch Ryback. They're not going to buy a Ryback t-shirt. You know, it's not that type of deal for Ryback. He's just not that big of a superstar. Get it through your head. Ryback is another one. Big Show. He hasn't been on TV. Get off my TV. Literally. Hasn't been on TV. They might cut him. Kane. You know, Kane is making upwards towards $1.2 million. They got nothing to do with Kane. They might release him. Dolph Ziggler's been very, very vocal on social media. They may cut him, you know. He just signed a new deal not too long ago. WWE might be fed up with Dolph Ziggler. You know, he's very frustrated about his current role. He hasn't done anything of importance at all. They might cut him loose. Zack Ryder, they might cut him loose. He's always on the chopping block. This Adam Rose situation, you know for a fact they're going to cut Adam Rose loose as soon as his 60-day wellness policy violation suspension is up. You don't want to do that right now, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. You don't want to cut Adam Rose in his 60-day suspension, serving suspension for his wellness policy. That's not going to be a good PR move for WWE. On top of that, he just got arrested, and for WWE to make a swift decision like that, to just say, you know what, fuck off, we're going to fire you, we're going to let you go, your contract is up, we're going to terminate you. That's not a good PR move, man. It's not a good PR move. So there are a lot of guys left on the main roster that could certainly see a budget cut, no pun intended, to Mr. 9 to 5. But as far as the women go, I really don't know, man. You could see an Eva Marie I mean, she's fucking worthless to the company. She does absolutely nothing as far as generating money for the company. Training for how many years now and still can't get it right. She's a waste. She's an absolute fucking waste. They released Cameron. She's in the same vein as Eva Marie, man. Both of them got to go. You know, you could release anybody on the main roster. Maybe Paige. I don't know. Rosa Mendez. Summer Rae. You know, everybody's walking on eggshells. It could be anybody. WWE could let you go for whatever reason, man. They don't need a reason to cut you. They didn't need a reason to cut Damien Sandow. They cut Damien Sandow because physically they told him, listen, we have nothing for you. We're not going to pay you. We have nothing for you. It's nothing that you did. You were a fine employee. We loved having you, but we have nothing for you. So they let him go. It could be just that. So more talent releases coming after Extreme Rules. We're going to be looking out for it. It's going to be another Black Friday, according to sources. So if I hear anything regarding possible releases from the WWE, I will definitely be on top of it for you guys. But with all the influx of new talent from NXT and the returning superstars coming back from injury, WWE needs to make way to pay those guys now that are on the main roster. And I don't blame them, man. Morella, Cameron, Hornswoggle, Alex Riley, they cut their losses, man. Wade Barrett wasn't signing a new deal. They cut him loose. You know, Damien Sandow still fucking boggles my mind. I really don't understand that one, but if I hear anything regarding releases, I will definitely let you guys know right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys so much for watching me, man. Part 1 of episode 117. We will be back with part 2. We got news on Finn Balor making his main roster debut on May 23rd of Monday Night Raw. Backstage updates on Drew Galloway and Ethan Carter III, EC3, and their promo at Evolve 61, cutting a promo on Triple H and NXT. Did Triple H clear this promo? Why? What are my thoughts on it? We'll talk about it tomorrow. Brock Lesnar we talked about. We got talent cuts we talked about. Seth Rollins returning in early June. Definitive date for Seth Rollins' return. WWE officials very high on Big Cass, possibly debating about a singles push and moving him away from Enzo Amore, man. We'll talk about that. Another strange story which makes absolutely no sense. Triple H signs a new wrestling deal through WrestleMania 35. Asuka versus Charlotte set for the WWE Live event on the network in Hawaii on June 29th. And Adam Rose, more details on his arrest, up to the date information on Adam Rose and what is going on with him and his bond and his bail and him being released from jail. We'll discuss it on Off the Script this weekend, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Part 1 of episode 117. I'll be back on Saturday morning with more news and rumors for you right here on Off the Script. Until then, take care. I'm JD. Check the description if you guys missed anything this week as far as videos go. Patreon, WrestleCrate, Pro Wrestling Tees, Twitter, everything you need on social media. Link down below in the description. I'm JD, and I'll see you guys right back here for Saturday, part 2 of Off the Script. Talk to you later.